we grew up watching those fairy tale movies. We watch movies where it tells you if you're this kind of woman, you're going to get more or you're going to be a keeper. A lot of these men do not care. There's a lot of guys out there, they're not really looking for a partner. They're just looking for another mom. You're gonna cook, you're gonna clean. I've seen this firsthand. And you're gonna do all the things that you think you're supposed to do as a woman. And you'll still get cheated on, you'll still get disrespected, talked to a certain way. And I feel like that's one thing too that I would be naive about. Like, I will always try to see the good in people. Hi guys, hey everyone. I know that I have not been here for a while. Do not fight me, okay? I've been going through a few things and I've been trying to figure out, my niche, my area, and things like that. And I've just been trying to stay present and living life. But today we have to have a chat because girls, well, guys too, but I mostly talk about girls because there are some things that I feel like I have not learned when I was younger. And I kind of wish that I had certain pep talks and, things like that, because the way that my family was, I don't know, it was like certain topics that they just didn't really talk about with me. So I'm kind of learning now. And I want to teach other girls certain things that I wish that I knew in advance. So I'm going to get y'all right. Today we're going to talk about being so naive. I feel like a lot of women are very naive, and I know that it's not a gender thing. In general, depending on how you're raised, your environment, that can cause you as well to just be naive, or if that's just the type of person that you are. But I just will say that a lot of women, more specifically, are very naive. I feel like a lot of us grew up watching those fairy tale movies and we feel like life is a certain way, and it's just like it's not even that way. And then it sucks because it hits you. Like, you kind of go out in the world and you have to experience certain things for yourself, and the world will definitely slap you in the face. And yeah, I'm here to let you know that it's okay. It happens to the best of us. And a lot of us will try to be, very nice, very sweet, and let things slide. But you cannot be that way, because I'm telling you that the world is going to step on you, and it's not going to make you a more likable person if you're just like in la la loopsy land and you're hoping, wishing and hoping things will go a certain way, and it's just not going to go that way because the world does not work that way. Okay, so I was trying to talk in my mic, but it's just not gonna work. So we're just gonna talk a little bit louder today. What I wanted to say is that we grew up watching those fairy tale movies, and we watch movies where it tells you if you're this kind of woman, you're going to get more or you're going to be a keeper, and all of these different things. And it's just like, it does not matter if you cook, you clean, you do all of these things, and if you do this for the wrong man, it's just gonna be for nothing, because a lot of these men do not care and they look for another mom. I'm not even gonna lie, I just realized that there's a lot of guys out there, they're not really looking for a partner, they're just looking for another mom to take care of them. And no, sweetie, because you're gonna cook, you're gonna clean. I've seen this firsthand. And you're gonna do all the things that you think you're supposed to do as a woman. And when you do it, you'll still get cheated on, you'll still get disrespected, talked to a certain way. So you have to do it for the right man. I'm not saying to not cook, not clean, not do these things, but you just can't keep just doing it for a random guy that you just see potential in. He's not really showing you what he should be doing or the type of man that he should be. You need to stop doing certain things for these men. We do it too early, and I'm speaking to all of us because I do it too. I'm telling you, there was this guy and and we started talking, and even though he already showed me what type of person that he was, I don't know, I was just being so like delusional. I was believing certain things that he was saying, even though he was showing me something different. With that, one time he was like really sick, and guess what I did? I made this man chicken soup from scratch, and I made it for him, and I drove to his house. I'm not even gonna say how far, but I drove to his house and I brought him the soup from scratch that I made. I got him like cough drops and different things like that. And when I tell you, this man still disrespected me right in front of my face, like, it was just the topmost disrespect. So I had to learn that it doesn't matter what you do, what you think you're supposed to do. It's not going to make you more likable. It's just going to make you more stepped on. And you can't keep giving people that side of you too soon. It's just not going to do you any justice. It's just not going to do what you think it's going to do. It's not going to make the person be like, oh my gosh, I'm falling head over heels for you, and you're wifey material. Guys will say this and they literally will fumble you. Just stop listening to what these guys say, because guys really lie. And I feel like that's one thing too that I would be naive about. Like, I will always try to see the good in people, and I'm just saying to myself, like, you looked in my eyes and it felt real. You told me this, you told me that, and I'm like, you can't possibly be this evil. And people are that evil. They will look in your face, they will lie to you, and you cannot break your heart and go through all of these things, you know, if you don't have to. So I need you guys to use your discernment. I need you to use the discernment. Not only use the discernment, but when you get that sign, you need to leave. You need to get out of there, please. For the girl out there that feels like she wasn't taught this, I'm gonna teach you this. You need to use your discernment, and you have to be real with yourself. That's how you're gonna get through life. You're not gonna get through life in la la land thinking that everyone's sweet and everyone's just as sweet as you, and they're gonna react the way that you react and do things for you the way that you do for others. Just because you do it doesn't mean that someone else is gonna do the same thing for you. And you have to always have yourself. Stop giving your heart so soon to people. It even actually says that in the Bible about protecting your heart, because everything flows from your heart. So you need to stop opening up so soon to people. Your heart is treasure. Your heart is precious. Girl, please wake up. Or guy, just wake up, because the world is not a fairy tale. There are evil people out here, and they prey on sweet people like you. So you can stay sweet and generous, but hold it for the right people. You need to stop being such an open book of how, you know, like how sweet you are. Honestly, it sounds sad, but it's just the way that you have to go about life in order to survive. I'm gonna be honest with you. You have to start putting yourself first. You cannot keep putting people first, whether it's in your friendships or relationships. It's not gonna make you more likable. It's not gonna make people want to stay and be your friend, or stay and make you their girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. If you're not generous with the right people and opening your heart up to the right people, you're going to be crushing yourself. It's going to make you want to change. It's going to make you want to be this evil person, because you keep giving your heart away to the wrong people. But once you start picking out and using your discernment and finding the right people that align with you, it will not feel like a chore to open up. It will not feel bad to open up. And someone's not going to make you feel crushed for opening up. You need to put yourself first, because other people will do the same thing. You don't get respected when you choose yourself last. Other people are just going to see how you treat yourself, and they're going to say, well, why would I treat you any different, because you treat yourself this way anyway, so I might as well do the same thing, because it won't be a problem. So you have to start showing up for yourself. You have to start putting yourself first, and you'll see who aligns with you. There's so many people in the world, and everyone won't align with you, and that's okay. But don't feel like you need to force someone to be a certain way, or you're not good enough if this person isn't this certain way. Allow them to show you who they are, and when they show you that and you realize it doesn't align with you, respect yourself enough to please leave and let them go, and be that person for the person that's for them, but they're not for you. So you have to stop forcing things. Why do we try to force things so much? I feel like a lot of people that are very generous, they're just constantly trying to force people to be a certain way. Generous people put too much faith in other people. We think that other people are going to respond, react, and do things the same way that we would do them, but everyone is not raised the same. Everyone does not have the same experiences. So that is number one. You need to stop having so much faith in people, and you need to start allowing people to actually show you who they are. Stop thinking that you're a therapist. Stop thinking that I know that they act this way, but I can get them to flip. No, you cannot. You cannot change anyone, but you know what you can do? You can instill certain things into someone, and you can lead them into the right direction. You can try to steer them, but you cannot change them. They have to change for themselves. If they do not change for themselves, they will not change for you. You have to start being realistic and understanding that it is a process to change. Even think of yourself. when you're a certain person and you're acting a certain way and you step back and you're like, I want to change, I really want to genuinely change certain things about myself, it takes you a long time. It takes you years. It takes you trying to be consistent and then sometimes falling, and you have to retry again and retry again. So stop thinking that you're going to save this person and they're going to change for you tomorrow, because babe, it doesn't even happen when you try to do a 360 for yourself. Allow them to take that time, change, have that isolation, and stop thinking that you're a therapist. When did you sign up to be a therapist? You're just trying to be loved. You're just trying to have a certain alignment with someone, but you're not a therapist, sweetie. So stop adding another job to your plate. There are billions of people out there, and I want you to stop trying to stay stuck on this one person, trying to change this person. Why? Why do you want to be Bob the Builder? For what? You're supposed to be relaxing and allowing things to just coexist. Why do you keep working so hard, stepping on eggshells, doing this, doing that, to keep this one person there when there's billions of people who will love you? You are beautiful. You are beautiful inside and out. You need to start having more confidence, looking in the mirror and realizing where you've come from and where you want to go in life. Stop thinking that you're not good enough to have better, because you are. Stop doing the job that no one asked you to do, okay? You're just going to be wasting your time. I'm gonna give you guys a little story to show you an example, but I used to talk to someone, and this person, they were trying to build a closer relationship with God. And I know that people say that you cannot get someone to really turn to God. Like, you should get with a man who already is with God. But to me, I felt like, well, you know, I can get them to get closer to God. And they said that they wanted to. And so I feel like I would keep sending them scriptures and sermons and giving them words of wisdom and things like that. And they would listen to me. But then it would come to a point where I just started to feel like it was one-sided. I wasn't getting scriptures back, and I wasn't just getting that feeling back. And I feel like I was constantly, it was like a job. It was a job. I became the therapist. At the end of the day, me doing all of these things, pushing them, supporting them, it did not matter, because this person had anger issues, and they would constantly be putting their anger issues on me because they were going through things. They were going through internal things that I genuinely could not help them with, because that's something that they have to work on in isolation. And I had to realize, Avoni, you just can't keep trying and trying and trying when it's not your job to. I gave them the word, and you know, they just have to deal with that on their own, but I cannot change them. That's God's job to do. That's what God wants to do. And I also had to realize that sometimes you leaving that person is what's going to cause the change. If you stay there, they're not going to see reason to change, because they're going to be like, well, you're going to stay anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And they won't really put the work in to genuinely change. And so sometimes when you leave, they have to feel your presence being left. And if they really want you, they'll realize that I really have to change as a person. And even so, if you guys never get back together, it's just the point of allowing them to see that people will leave and people will not accept certain things that are going on within them that they need to change. And so it'll cause them to have that self-isolation, that self-questioning, and they will work on themselves to actually change to be better for the next person. It might not be for you right now. You guys may not be meant to be, but leave that person so that they can change. If you don't leave, they are not going to change because they see no reason to. You just need to start prioritizing your health and your goals, because that's what's most important. And I really want to push this on women, because a lot of women end up putting someone else's first before all of their goals, and they're just put last. You have to put yourself first. You have to realize the importance in your goals, and that you don't need to constantly keep on putting your trust in someone else and your faith in someone else. Put your faith and your trust in yourself. And if someone aligns with you, they will come, but don't force it. Please stop living on account of how other people feel, especially when they're not considering how you feel. You'll just constantly be neglecting your feelings, neglecting yourself. And then one day you're going to look back and you're going to be like, why did I not put myself first? So you want to make these conscious decisions right now before it's too late. I was with someone and I felt like I was constantly walking on eggshells, even though I gave this person reassurance. I was there for them and I would just honestly pour into them, and it really didn't matter. And I used to think that because I was a sweet person, I'm nurturing, I'm smart, I do this, I do that, I'm quote unquote wifey material, so why would things not work out? They would say like, oh, you do this, you do that, and I love this about you, but they constantly disrespected me still. And like I said, they had anger issues, so they would just like mentally disrespect me, even, you know, physically. I'm just here to tell you that it doesn't matter. The sweetie that you think that you are, girl, it doesn't matter. If somebody wants to, I can't say it because of YouTube, but if somebody wants to, they're going to. And if somebody wants to verbally, you know, say things to you, then they're going to. If someone's not healed and someone has not taken care of certain things that they haven't taken care of, they're constantly in this negative frequency of that toxicity. They're not ready to change. They're not ready to be new and, you know, be the person that you want them to be. So yeah, I just want to let you know, if someone's gonna lash out, it doesn't matter if you're sweet, they're still gonna lash out. If someone is going to do a certain thing that is toxic, they're gonna still do it. It doesn't matter if you're not a toxic person, because they're not ready. I started to notice that I was constantly questioning myself, well, I don't want to do this because this is going to trigger them, or is this right, is this wrong, walking on eggshells. And I started to have to sit back and ask myself, like, are you even the person for me? Are you doing right? Are you doing wrong? Like, I kept asking myself these questions, and I didn't even realize that I was not really asking myself, well, is this the type of person that you want to be with you? Do they align with you? Do they align with your morals? Are they respecting you? And I was in my head so much hoping that I was doing enough for them that I didn't realize that I was not even considering my mental health and considering if they were right for me. So it can pull you back from really making sure that you're good in this situation. You're constantly thinking about this other person, and you cannot be that way. It taught me to never put myself last again. It taught me to never put someone before me, because at the end of the day, you are with yourself. You came here alone, you're gonna leave alone, and you have to make sure that you're good. You can't keep putting other people before you, because your mental's not gonna be good, your physical's not going to be good. You have to take care of yourself. And I also want to throw in that men and women do not think alike. I'm just now realizing that we have different responses. Men were raised different ways, and I knew that, but I didn't consider that, you know, their responses are going to be different. So just because you would do things a certain way, women are emotional and men aren't as emotional as women. They are emotional, but they're not like brought into this world as emotional beings the way that women are. I want you guys to understand that just because you will respond in an emotional way or you have emotional reasoning, men are more logical and they don't think certain ways. So sometimes you do have to explain certain things to men, but if they listen and they're still disrespecting you, you need to go. Now I'm gonna throw in this last story because I seen this firsthand and it actually hurts my heart. There was this woman, well, there is this woman, and so in the past, she wanted to be a star. She wanted to be a dancer. She could sing, all of these things. She actually made it on stage with artists, and she was a background dancer, and she was just getting her music, you know, making music videos, being in movies and things like that. And that was the life that she wanted for herself. Now she met this guy, and first he was supporting her. He was acting so sweet, like a gentleman, supporting her. And then eventually when she got more into it, he would try to tell her negative things because he didn't want her to go out anymore. And he would tell her, well, you can't even sing, you can't even dance like that. And he started to prey on her insecurities, and she actually listened to him because she loved him so much, and she let it get to her. And she wasn't doing things the way that she used to do them when she would go to practices more often, and she would just do all of these things to further her career. So she settled down with him, they got married, had kids, and she was just like what anyone would ask for, to be a mother or a wife. She did all of these things for him and supported him, and even stopped doing what she wanted to do, as in being a star, for him, and she just supported him. And even though she did, he had anger issues, and he would lash out, and he would disrespect her, and he would do all of these things. And honestly, it came to a point where it was too much for her. And so she decided that she wanted to separate. And when they separated, she just wanted her space. He didn't even fight for her. He didn't even really try to get back with her or do any of those things. And so it just really shows that it doesn't matter. You can do all of these things and you can put this person first, but at the end of the day, if they are not healed and they have certain toxic traits of themselves that they have not worked on, they're going to still have a certain reaction. It doesn't matter who you are as a person, it matters who they are as a person. This showed that he didn't even really care for her, and he actually even cheated on her. And so when he cheated on her, this broke her, and she started drinking, and she started doing certain things, you know, and neglecting her kids to a certain point because she was so in her head of the situation that was going on with her and the guy. And so she couldn't really think rational. After a while, you know, she had to go to rehab. She had to do these things, rebuild herself up, and she had to reconnect the relationship between her and her kids because of this man that came in her life and threw her off track. And, you know, she ended up being naive, thinking that, well, this person can't be this bad and I can fix him, I can change him. If I do this as a woman, or just if I do this as a person, he'll stay, or he'll treat me this way, or he'll change. But he wasn't ready to change for himself, so he did not change for her. And so there was a certain life that she could have had for herself, but she decided to put him first. And now she was set back in her life. She had to rekindle the relationship between her and her kids. She had to, you know, go back to school, and she had to figure out a better life for herself while this man is still, you know, going back and forth and dealing with other women, new women. And it's like, it didn't even matter. None of it mattered. None of it mattered because she did this for the wrong man. He wasn't ready yet. And so I want you guys to understand that just because you put someone else first, they're not going to put you first as well. There are very selfish people out there, and if you put them first, they will be like, yes, I put myself first anyway, and I definitely want someone else to put me first. And they're not worried about you. It doesn't matter. You can give them kisses on the cheek, bake them pumpkin pie, bake them soup, make them all of these things. Be so sweet, pour into them, all of this. If it is the wrong person, it will not matter. You have to find the right person to do these things for, and you have to pray about these things. And when God shows you the way, I'm telling you, stop just seeing the sign and thinking, okay, well, God, I see this, and I know I asked you this, but I'm just going to see if I can work with this. I'm going to see if I can. No. God showed you a sign for a reason, and if you keep going for these things, you're just going to keep getting set back. You have to move forward. You have to stop being naive. The world is not as sweet. Everyone's not as sweet as you think that they are. They're not going to be like you. So what you need to do is remain sweet, but you need to keep your heart on lock. Stop opening your heart so soon. Stop telling people your business so soon. Stop giving people the roadmap to what triggers you or what breaks you. Stop giving them the roadmap to these things. You need to start being a little bit colder and stop being so sweet. And then when you realize that someone deserves to see that sweet side of you, that warm side of you, then, you know, slowly you can thaw out, stop being a little cold. You just need to stop being the right person for the wrong people, because you are going to drain yourself. And I do not want that for you girls. I'm telling you, gal, please get out of there. If you have time, get out of there. Especially if you don't have kids, if you don't have any attachments, marriage, anything, get out, please. And this is the end of the video. I'm rushing. I have somewhere to go. But I hope this message really gets to you guys. I'm telling you, I love you all so much. And there's so many beautiful women out there. And I hate to see them getting crushed by these trash men. So, yes, take this into account. And I love you all. And I hope that you guys enjoy your summer. It's getting so nice out. Check out my page at iiamavoni. And yes, subscribe, share, comment, everything. And we're going through this journey together, so you're not alone. Yeah, love you.